All right. Good morning, Warhawks. Today you've got a sub. Obviously, I'm not there. You've already seen the sub, so you are going to kind of review for your test. Remember, you've got a test tomorrow. Work hard to get ready for that test. The study guide. Your sub is going to be able to stamp that study guide, but you're not supposed to be finishing it now. It's supposed to already be done. If you want the bonus points, it's not a lot of bonus points, so don't get all uptight if you didn't. It's not a big deal. It's not for a grade. It's just bonus. A few bonus points help you to study. So the sub can stamp your study guide if you're done and ready for that. You're going to have some opportunity to do a card sort today and maybe a couple of others as well. So the first off, what you're going to do is the you'll remember yesterday we talked about mercantilism. We talked about how with mercantilism you had a system where the mother country, everything was done for the good of the mother country, and the colonies were there to really enrich the mother country and not there for their own benefit, but for the benefit of the mother country. And so that was practiced primarily through the trade laws and things like that that were enacted. We didn't go into the details of the laws, but we just basically talked about how the colonies were expected to trade with the mother country. In this case, it's the 13 colonies and Great Britain or England that we're talking about. So I'm going to show you the card sort. I'm going to try to make sure that the audio, you can hear me talking still. I'm recording with a laptop right now, and so it's a little bit awkward as I record and show, try to hold it and show it upside down. The audio is not very clear, and so I'll try to speak loudly and make sure that you can hear. And also, when I do the card sort, it kind of looks the opposite of what I'm actually showing you, but it's too confusing for me to try to do it the opposite way. So use your resources and listen to what I'm saying when I'm talking about east or west. So east is on your right if you're looking at the map at like a normal orientation, and west is on your left. Okay, so just think of that. Think of a compass rose, north, east, south, and west. Okay, so I'm going to show you now. So on your tables, you should have two folders, an A folder and a B folder. All right, and you're going to start with the A folder, and you're going to open it up, and inside there should be a map, and so that's going to help you orient. Okay, so you've got England over here at the top, you've got Africa, and you've got the colonies over here. So that map is there just to help you orient and get your cards in the right place. So you don't need to do anything with that map, not write on it or anything like that. And so you've got England as one of the cards you'll have, and you'll put that at the top on the right, which should be east. Africa on the left or under south of England in the east as well. And then over here you'll have the colonies. And so and then you've got these arrows. Well, raw materials. Which way did raw materials go? Where do they come from? Raw materials went from the colonies to England. You remember that? I know. I heard you answer. And then manufactured goods went back to England. So the colonies were to send raw materials to England, and they were also to be a market or a place where manufactured goods could be sold back um, from England to the colonies. Well, the part that we hadn't mentioned is the Middle Passage. And part of this, so we've got what we're seeing develop is a triangle with England, Africa, and the colonies. And slaves are going from Africa to the colonies. And so that was what we call the Middle Passage. And so that's once you've got that set and you've done that correctly, then you're going to open up your B folder. And in your B folder, you'll see here you've got another card, the West Indies, and you've got guns, iron products, slaves, sugar and molasses, and rum. And so I'm going to get this folder out of your way so you can see what I'm talking about. So here the West Indies are just south of the colonies, and they're the third part of the. You can spread it out a little bit, but if you think of this side as 1 point, England as 1 point, and Africa as a third point, you've got 3 points still. And so guns and iron products and things like that, all other manufactured goods are going from England to Africa. And so a ship might go there with guns and stuff like that. And then the Middle Passage actually most often it didn't go directly from Africa to the colonies. It most often went from Africa to the West Indies. And so then from the colonies, they might send some rum to the Africa, but Slaves and sugar went from the West Indies to the colonies. So you kind of notice here, red arrows leave England, green arrows leave the colonies, blue arrows leave West Indies, and slaves leave the Middle Passage. If you have a second one that's yellow, slaves did sometimes go directly from Africa to the colonies, so it's not inaccurate to have it like that. So you should have, and actually that's probably the best way for it to look. So you've got slaves going from Africa. You've got raw materials and rum coming from the colonies, manufactured goods, gun iron products, slaves and sugar and molasses going from the West Indies. And that's what it should look like. And you do have a diagram of this on the test. So you should be able to do this for your test tomorrow. So um, after you do this, you're then going to have an opportunity to do some Quizlet live and perhaps a Kahoot as well. When you do that, you need to make sure that you are, when you do the Quizlet live, you're listening and paying attention to the sub so that you move from the table to table correctly and efficiently. It shouldn't be noisy. You don't need to talk a lot and get all, we just move quickly and you'll get set and you'll do the Quizlet and do that through a few rounds, then do the Kahoot probably only once. And then if you have time, you can do the card sorts that I've left for the sub as well. So y'all have a great day. Do your work. Study for your test. I know you're going to do great. As long as you're studying and paying attention, do what you're supposed to do. The Quizlet will be on Schoology so that you can study that tonight as well. So y'all have a great day and work hard.